Salutations, people. This is Razor13 once again here, bringing you a team deathmatch on the map Berlin Wall from the First Strike map pack. Going to be using the M16 here with a suppressor attachment. And here on Berlin Wall, doesn't matter what side, usually like running right over through the middle and see if I can snipe someone off the opposite side running across. But no such luck there. Usually when I'm using the ACOG attachment, I have better luck hitting that shot. And here with the M16, I know it's not a very commonly suppressed weapon, but as you can see here, it does pay off for me. I like using the suppressor here on Berlin Wall or even Array. So if you think that this M16 using with a silencer isn't a good choice, I suggest at least giving it a shot. You know, maybe you'll have some luck with it. It wasn't really my idea. There's someone on my team, one of my friends who was using it and had quite success with it, so I decided to give it a shot. And that's usually the way I find most of my good setups, is just seeing what other people are using, and you know, seems like, hey, that's a pretty cool idea, or you know, they seem to have success with it, and that's where I get my unusual setups from, and that's where I sometimes gain some of my success. But here using the M16, I'm only going to be using the suppressor or the ACOG attachment on this weapon, because you don't really need extended or dual mags, because this being a three burst weapon, you won't be eating through ammo quite that fast. So I like using the suppressor. It helps stay off the radar, which can be useful since this is not an automatic weapon. You won't be able to shoot out a rate of fire that can be able to handle multiple enemies coming at you once they see your little red dot popping up on the screen. But I like using the ACOG attachment mostly for objective game types, for long lights of sight, and ACOG gives you a little bit of magnification. And when it comes to the perk setup, I like using the sleight of hand for the second perk, and sometimes I like using hardened because it's such a precision weapon. It's one of the better weapons to use to try to get people through walls, since getting wall bangs in this game is not as easy as it used to be. I had to pick up these HS-10s because I saw this fool coming up, and I really never use those guns. They're pretty useless. And you see I'm using the Python secondary, because the M16 is quite limited to its short-range engagements, so the Pythons help fill the gap right there. Especially when I'm running through buildings, you'll see I'll always be switching to them whether I see an enemy or not, because I know any engagement I'm going to be having is going to be around corners and doorways, so that's why I like using the Pythons. I really only use that secondary when I'm using M16, the G11, or a sniper rifle. Now, the M16 and G11 are the only three burst weapons in game, and they have you know, while they're similar in that respect, they're quite different weapons. The M16 will give you more of a reliable one-shot, one-burst kill. And he sees me take out that guy right there. He's gonna set down my claymore, and he's gonna spawn right here again. But those HS-10s is quite limited range. But like I was saying, the G11 does have a higher rate of fire. You're able to get those three bursts off in quicker succession as opposed to M16. But the M16 gives you more one-burst kills. And I like using the suppressor on it because it doesn't hinder the weapon in the range as much as you might think. Because of the absence of stopping power, the two burst kills you're going to get with the suppressor aren't going to be that much different from the two burst kills you're going to be getting without it. And the same goes for the one burst kills that you're going to be getting. Of course, you're going to have more times where you're going to have to put people down with three bursts. But with you not showing up on the radar, I think that's a pretty good trade-off. And you give them 30 rounds, so reloading isn't much of an issue, as well as running out of ammo, because it shoots, you know, only 3 bullets at a time. So you don't really need to conserve. You don't really need scavengers, so that's why I like rocking hardline. You know, it's a standby for me. I really don't like using ghost that much unless I'm up against you know, a whole bunch of ghost clans, you know, using spy planes. It's really the only time you'll see me using ghost, unless there's, you know, a chop gunner in the air, which really doesn't happen. Less than 1% of my deaths are from air support, because I don't like giving the opposing team opportunity to kill me that many times. And when they do, I just switch to ghosts, and I really don't get killed. See this guy up in the window, and there's really no better weapon than the M16 when it comes to a longer range engagement, and you know where the enemy is going to be. I was able to get that guy with a hip-fire kill, and this suppressor does give me that kind of advantage when I'm hip-firing, since it's going to be not as accurate as the G11 when it comes to the hip-fire spread. When I'm going to be missing shots, it's going to be less of a penalty for me because I'm not going to be showing up on the radar. As you can see, this other team isn't the brightest, and they're not even shooting down my attack helicopter, which gives me a decent amount of kills. And here I'm going to be lying down right next to this tank. Seems pretty good cover for my chopper gunner. And they do eventually try to shoot me down, but I really don't give them a chance to get that second Strela missile off. Berlin Wall is a pretty good map for air support, considering the amount of buildings that there are to hide in. There's not very many that you spawn into. As you can see, I got them trapped out in this corner, and it's always great to tell your teammates where they're hiding in so they can go ahead and kill them and put them back in the spawn rotation and keep them spawning out in the open so where your chopper gunner can take them out again. So that's what I try to do here. Tell my teammates right where they are. They sweep them out and they start spawning out the other side. And that's why I'm able to get so many chopper gunner kills here, which is what gives me the pretty good score. Now, Berlin Wall is it's probably my favorite map from the First Strike map pack. I don't really like most of them, but this one I honestly really like. It's pretty cool. I'm only going to be really using the M16 on this level because this level seems so perfectly suited for it. Final score is 33-2, 3 assists. Special shout out to the new subs that I got. I promise I will get more how to snipe in Black Ops videos out for you. And be sure to give it a like rating or subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys later.